Did you know the prosecutors are forcing YNW Bortlen to snitch against Melly? Because they're sending in paperwork to have Bortlen and Melly tried together for one specific reason.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other. But that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
It's common sense that if Bortlen's facing the crimes of taking out Sakchaser and Juvy when he knows he didn't, he'll begin pointing the finger towards Melly being responsible. Bortlen's loyalty towards Melly has been great throughout the entire process, despite how Melly's team tried pinning the crime on him in the first trial.
Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two bodies, car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
As his lawyer revealed, it's always been Bortlen who lied to the feds, had powder residue on his hands, and was the first person witnessed with Sakchaser and Juvy after they passed. A forensic scientist confirmed the powder findings on Bortlen's hands during the first trial.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained two component particles, and the left hand contained one particle characteristic of residue and one two-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was residue present on the hands.
Bortlen didn't like this, so when Melly's first trial ended in a mistrial, he tweeted out a mysterious message the same day. The tweet reads, "Mind games don't work on people like me," with a handshake emoji at the end of the tweet, making it seem like he's accepting some sort of deal. However, this is only the start of Melly's recent problems. Did you know it was announced? Melly's mom trends after she announces that she started a fans account while he stands trial. We saw her featured in an interview where she spoke on why she made it and how much money she's made.
Why did you decide to break the internet the other day? You're saying that you're YNW Melly's mom and you're about to hit fans.
Why not? You make money while you sleep, and I turned 40 this year. Why not do something crazy?
Did you start it yet though?
What? My only? Yeah.
How much you made the first day? I just need to know the first day.
The first day was pretty epic. It was pretty epic.
Give me a ballpark figure.
Like 40-ish, 50.
One day?
Day one.
This surprised the internet, with academics sharing his thoughts.
So YNW Melly's mom has announced that she's going to be starting the old. And I got to be honest with y'all, man. Like, this is perplexing. The reason why it's perplexing is because I can't understand why she's doing this. Your son is fighting for his life. How much, there's certain mothers in hip hop, and you probably could name a few, I won't name all of them, that I feel like their son became stars, but they also wanted to be stars as well. Blueface's mom is one of them. The situation between Melly's mom and Melly, I always thought was interesting, but I never thought she'd be doing this. If you're wondering if she's doing this for money, this can't be a money play. Like, no way, no how.
Academics believes it's not about money, however. Social media didn't agree. Melly's mom and brother spoke about the money Melly's been spending. His mom makes it seem like everything's okay, but his brother calls out Melly's ridiculous spending habits.
I would assume
that
he spent a lot of money on lawyers. Like an amount that would probably...
That kid spent a lot of money on a lot of things that shouldn't have been spent on.
Really? Like what else?
And cars, jewelry. And he's not even out to wear the jewelry. I'm like, why are you buying jewelry? You're not here to wear the jewelry.
No, definitely lawyers are probably the best thing you can spend
That's
money
what
on.
bro. But
Yeah.
he's good with lawyers, bro. Like, money ain't an issue for lawyers. Like, he's fine, but it's just like, it was a lot of stuff that should have went to lawyers that he didn't spend on lawyers. And I'm like, bro. And now it's like, he don't even want the chain no more.
In Melly's mother's defense, she's gone through a lot with his trial and is likely using it to get the trial off her mind, because there have been many times that Melly had to ask if she was okay. However, the financial struggles for Melly are only getting worse with his ex-girlfriend returning to the United States. As it would be announced, Melly's ex-girlfriend Mariah Hamilton has been released from Paul Reed Detention Facility as of February 8th. Judge Fein ruled for her release at an emergency hearing. This hearing marked the first time Melly and Mariah had seen each other in person since he surrendered himself in February 2019. Melly was seen walking into the courtroom and seeing Mariah for the first time in 6 years. He had a huge smile but tried not to make too much eye contact. But sources in the courtroom say he teared up. However, Mariah being back isn't good for him. After her release, Hamilton acknowledged her family and friends who supported her while detained in a Facebook post on February 9th. The post reads, "And to my village. Thank you to my village. I love y'all so much. God's plan, not mine." As she didn't like that, the courtroom was broadcast to the local news.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
With Mariah understanding how jail is, she doesn't want to go back. The feds already know what happened to Sakchaser and Juvy. All they need is for Mariah to confirm it in the retrial, and she's confirmed she will, because it's a part of her deal to be released from jail, as the feds exposed the findings from her iCloud account. This revealed suspicious activity relating to Melly, forcing her not to testify in the trial, which is known as witness tampering. This carries a life sentence in prison regardless if Melly took out Sakchaser and Juvy.
Filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
But with Mariah involved in the second trial, she may be the one to put Melly behind bars. People in her hometown shared how she had a call with him on the night of the crime. Even Juvy's father looked into Mariah and found out code words Melly used that got rid of Mariah originally.
There was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying like to me, they going through extreme measures, trying to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom.
But with the state pursuing a witness tampering charge against Melly, they've shut off his ability to use the jail phones or read his mail. As we heard Jamie King saying, it's unfair since he hasn't been convicted of his charges.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
But with the privileges gone, it likely means they have evidence that he tampered and are saving it for court. They can't risk Melly talking to the outside world and tampering with more people, but it doesn't make it any easier for Jamie King. She continued saying how she's heartbroken for Melly.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
With his mother speaking on the case, it sparked attention online. We heard from Charleston White, who said, "This is how Melly deserves to be in jail."
Even the YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing, about being mistreated, when you done chose to play somebody.
Even Boozy spoke about how the stress his mother's been going through.
Okay, so
then I met his mama while he was in.
Oh, okay.
I met his mom while he was in, and she real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a.
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman, bro. And when I see them mamas like that, it remind me of what my mom was going through, bro.
Melly's lawyers are doing anything they can to help him, as they told the judge that no firearm was ever found in the case, hoping it could get him a bond.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what firearm was used.
Okay.
They shared how GPS evidence proves Melly was running down the street when the crime happened, and how Melly's text to his girlfriend proves it, trying anything they can for a bond.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah. He's like, yeah, there's some. I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sak and Juvy? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
With no luck at a bond, his situation keeps getting worse, because in the 6 years he's been locked up, they have kept stacking more evidence against him, like how they have a clear motive for why Melly committed the crime. They found out that Melly was close to King Von before he was arrested, and a former team member leaked that Melly asked King Von for advice of what to do with Sakchaser and Juvy.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walter Bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
Because the YNW business was split equally 4 ways, between Melly, Bortlen, Sakchaser, and Juvy. The main issue with this is that Melly and Bortlen did a majority of the work for the company and brought in the most revenue. Melly didn't like how they were providing so much, while Sakchaser and Juvy barely worked. So you can imagine how King Von responded when you account for the street guy he used to be, making the clear motive for the crime being Melly wanted the business split 50-50 with just Bortlen and doubling his income. And when it's paired with Melly bragging about the crime, it looks bad for him.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
But also on Melly's phone was a Facebook Live video. This shows how Melly and Bortlen were feeling just hours after their best friends passed.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned. Regardless of what happened, you already know.
Showing not an ounce of sadness for the passing of the 2 best friends, the prosecutors investigated the Jeep they were driving. As Sergeant Williams confirmed, it was impossible to have been a drive-by.
How many rounds were inside the car?
3. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that Christopher Thomas, where did that come from?
Driver's side back seat.
Oh.
My determination was that this is not a drive-by, and it's based upon this picture here at a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, the actually moving in that
With confirmation of someone in the car doing the crime, Juvy's mother confirmed which one was in the back left seat.
Can you state your name, your full legal name for the jury?
I'm Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the kids in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.